It's a drag. It's so yummy, but full of saturated fats. But if you come to Turkey, you'll be surprised that they've taken care of that.
Okay, kitchen.
Affirmative.
Yeah, just a yes or do.
Yes.
Look, we've got loads to do today, so if I start going off on one, could you stop me?
Compliance.
Yeah, again, just yes. Don't sulk. Right, no messing about this week because we've got 3 new dishes and not a lot of time on which to tell you about them. So here they are. We've got a vegetable handy, which is coming into the mains. We've got a lobia pulao, which is reintroducing beans into the menu. And we've finally got a chole, which once again is another pulse, the first time that chickpeas have been featured. So, let's get stuck straight into them. Ready, kitchen?
Yes.
That's better. Okay, veg handy then. Called veg because it's got veg in it, and called handy because it's traditionally made in one of these. A handy. Now, I've never been brave enough to do that, so I'm cooking it in a pan today. Hot coconut oil, finely chopped onions. Whole spices up the side. And now they're coming on nicely, and go ginger and garlic. And some coriander and some mint. Oh, and that mint jumps out. Now that raw smell's gone, in goes some tomatoes. And now that's bedding down well, in goes some powdered spices. Give them a good mix, and we go in some coconut yogurt. And finally some cashew paste. Now that paste has literally been made by soaking cashews and then blitzing them. And now in with some water, because otherwise what we'll end up with is a gloopy mess. And finally for now in with a couple of green chilies just to give it some pep. And we'll simmer that for a little while just to bed everything together. Right, I thought I'd better get you in there so you can have a look. Look at that wonderful, rich orange colour that's coming on now. Okay, in goes, well, not exactly a riot of veg, maybe a rumpus of veg, and also a little bit of salt. And these have just been pre-cooked in the microwave, and we'll give that a few minutes just to bed together. Oat cream, kasuri methi, garam masala. Oh, gas off. A little bit of nutmeg, and finally some coriander. There you have it, veg handy. A very naughty seeming dish, and yet having done the maths, this actually works out at about 185 calories, and I believe 3 sins. Greatest drawback here is the oat cream, so that means there's gluten in there, so the celiacs out there are going to really struggle with that. Any vegan friends out there that know of a cream alternative that doesn't have gluten in, please do give me a shout, because I want this sort of dish available to everyone, because it's a delight, and not something you see often enough over here. Right then, lobia pulao. Onward! Black-eyed peas and some lightly salted water, and we're going to pressure cook them. Now you'll notice they've not been pre-soaked. As I said before, the wonderful thing about black-eyed beans is you don't need to, particularly if you're pressure cooking. On with the gas, and away we go. And I suppose it's time to... Alright. Okay, the beans are done, so we're moving on to putting together the rest of the dish. Coconut oil. Onion. Whoops. Whole spices. Now they're coming to golden, and go our ginger and garlic. And our raw smell's gone now, so a small amount of tomatoes and 1 split green chilli. Now some powdered spices. And that ground coriander will mix beautifully with some fresh coriander there. Now our masala's really coming together, so I'm going to put the beans in. Now I've mentioned before that I put salt into the water that I pressure cooked with, and I've mentioned before that cooking beans and vegetables and any sort of pulses with salt will keep them more whole, and I wanted these obviously whole here because I want them to be present in the dish as opposed to just mulched down like I would do with a dal, for example. So there's our beans, and in they go. And let's have a look in there now. That's looking beautiful. In with some pre-soaked drained rice. Right, that's coated well, so in with some lightly salted water. On with the lid. And we're going to pressure cook that a little while to cook that rice through. Ooh. And there we go. Final garnish coriander. There we go. Hearty, light, packed full of protein, and a lovely, easy accompaniment, well, to any dish. Finally, chole. Go! So, finally, chole then. Into our pressure cooker goes water, a load of whole spices running up the side, which includes a wonderful herb, a seed really, called ajwain, also known as cardamom seeds. Now, you may remember in my last video I mentioned there was another samosa spice. This is it. It tastes, well, when I taste ajwain, I think samosas. It's like a really ramped up rosemary. It's one of the most savoury things you'll ever taste. Chickpeas, now these have been soaked really well overnight. Here's an interesting fact, which you may or may not know. Chickpeas are called chickpeas not because they've got chicken in them, but because they look like little chicks. Anyway, ginger and garlic and onion. And we do also have some salt in there because we want this chole to stay whole. Lid on, gas on, and we'll pressure cook those till nicely done. And just while they're cooking, we'll put together a simple masala. Coconut oil, onions. And now they're coming along, we're just adding in some tomatoes and some sliced chilies, and also a little powdered spice up the side. And that can mature whilst those are finishing cooking. Oh, there we are. Spicy goodness, and you'll see they're all still whole at the moment. Now I will mash some of these as we go along just to thicken up that liquor, but we want the vast majority of these to stay whole and give it that bite and that wonderful texture. Chickpeas plus masala equals chole. And all this is going to take now is a little bit of simmering and a little bit of mashing to thicken that up. Lovely. Heat off. Garam masala and amchur, that powdered green mango again, which gives a lovely sharp tang. Good handful of coriander. There we are. Chole. A few simple ingredients bolstered with a huge amount of whole spices. Very rich, very hearty, and a perfect bolster to the beginning of autumn. So that's it for this week. Do remember to check out the new condiments section as well. I think that's going to really open up a whole new avenue of flavour for people, particularly those people who like their curries a bit cheekier, because I do try to keep all of the items on the menu pretty easy going so that they are accessible to everyone. But now we offer green chilli, fresh coriander, fresh ginger, and fresh Indian yellow limes as well. So all of those will help to add a whole new dimension to your plate. Remember to stay tuned because next week we've got something really different coming up. So if you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you have any further ideas, chuck us a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. Bye.